Once there was a family who lived on a very large farm with a very nice house, and they had a large number of children. They were happy, and they lived under their own rules, with their own way of life. They had a culture that they appreciated, and all was well. Then one day, on the porch, there showed up a banker and a cultural Marxist, and they asked if they could be allowed to have refuge in the back corner of the family's property, because they were homeless and no one would take them in. Poor dears. At length, the family decided they would, and so the bankers and the cultural Marxists went to the far back of the farm where no one would see them, out of sight, out of mind, and the family went on their way, living their life, doing as they were doing. At length, though, they found that the cultural Marxist was spending time with the children and programming them full of nonsense, and the banker was always trying to loan them money and get them in debt to him. And so one day, the parents went out to where the banker and the cultural Marxists were at to try to confront them about these behaviors, and they noticed that there were thousands of people they had imported back into the back 40. They'd never asked to do this. They simply had done it. And when they were confronted about it, the bankers and the cultural Marxists said as one, "Your children knew about this all along. We have programmed them to accept it. Your rejection of these people who need your help and who are on your land, and because they're here have a right to vote and a right to be part of your family, is racism." And the parents, they objected to this, but the bankers and the communists merely persisted in calling them racist. Then their children started to call them racist. And then their children and the bankers and the politically correct communists put forward a motion for a vote. The parents were outvoted, and they were thrown out of their lands and off their farm, which was given to the horde that the bankers had brought. After the parents had been removed, the bankers and the politically correct communists rounded on the children and had them eliminated by the horde and took control of what used to be the family's farm. Just a little story. It's about mass immigration, you see. Communists and bankers have taken refuge in the West, and now they're forcing mass immigration on us. They've brainwashed our children and will attempt to turn them against us so that they can throw us out of our home, then toss our children down and raise their little PC-colored pets to the new owners of what was once our lands. Have a nice day.